Like, it boggles me how we can't just swap out the heart and pump some. Yeah. You know, it's. What the heck? Like, it's really interesting how far we've developed in modern science, but, like, I guess it kind of makes sense because that kind of stuff is taboo. You can't. It's very frowned upon to play, like, God and stuff. As soon as they get over that kind of spiel, I feel like people are going to be a lot more open to cybernetic attachments. Like they are right now, for the most part. What is this bug? I just, like... Why I say my jaw and my mouth, I, like, would personally just like to, you know... The thought of my, like... At a certain point in your life, your teeth just rot and your teeth get, like... leave no matter how well you take care of them, and that just always, like, kind of gets at me. So my jaw and my mouth is just like the first thing I think about when I want to get, like, change, you know. Plus I'd never get tired of talking. I don't know if I'd really want to, like, replace anything else, though. Like, I like the feeling of being a human. A real human. For the most part, the sense of touch and shit. Like, you can obviously, like, in... I was thinking about if my generation doesn't get cancer, dying of old age, it could be 100. Well, technically, you know, we are in the generation where that's perfectly plausible. In fact, the person who's, like, gonna be, like, probably die at 150 has already been born. You know, every year or so, every baby has the potentiality to outlive their former generation, because we're getting rid of so many diseases. You know, we live in a world where I believe we have no polio. I think there's been, like, polio in other parts of the world, but I think in America we don't have any. As long as people vaccinate, you know, vaccinations have come so far along that, you know, it just, why not? Then you get anti-vaxxers, and it's like, it's crazy to me. It's actually insane to me that there are people who, like, believe that vaccination, like, cause, like, bad things to happen. It could. It may very well be, you know, like, science is an aggregation kind of thing where the faster it develops, like, it almost can't keep up with itself, you know. Like, I bought this computer, right? The computer I'm streaming on. And I bought it, and it was really good. It was really good for what it was. Really nice price. But in 6 months, it essentially became obsolete. It's, you know, there's, like, better versions of literally everything I got, and it's probably the same price, and what I have now is worth basically trash. And that's technology. And science is basically the same way. You know, we know everything we know in the past stays with us, right? And so we use that to develop, you know, techniques and treatments for the future. You know, that's why you get people who take what is it? You know, dangerous, like, measures of, like, taking care of themselves with cancer, and it either pays off or it doesn't. You know, this treatment worked better for this patient, and like 10 years ago, it probably would have killed the person who took it. It's something you have to accept. You know, some people just aren't going to live through it. Right in the fucking back. Give me some of that health. I'm more worried about like slipping into a dystopian future, similarly to like the show I mentioned earlier,
I saw guards running down the stairs.
Black Mirror. Like, I'm very worried that we are heading down that kind of path, you know? Steve Jobs ate apples to cure cancer, so I think that's like the biggest no-no example for people. It's, you know, it's amazing that it, you know, it's so many developments and diseases and cures and stuff like that.
Anyone pass that you haven't seen before? Not a soul has passed me, sir. Keep your eyes open.
Who is he talking to?
Yes, sir. You can depend on me, sir. My grandfather was in the guards.
Oh. I'm gonna kill this man. You know, Steve Jobs, like, if you've seen like any of his biographies or like the movies, like they kind of like portray him as like this this man amongst men who had to do bad to do good. But he was really an asshole. He was genius, but he was an asshole. And everyone like thought of him as such a great guy. He was so good at marketing that he even sold himself better than he was. It's really interesting. Meanwhile, like Bill Gates, like people think he's an asshole, but he's so nice. He donates so much to charity. He has so many like fundraisers dedicated specifically to him too. What do I do with this? What? How do I... Oh, I probably have to charm that guy up there. If it... Yeah, there we go. Guess I can't. Is he really? I hadn't heard about that. That's pretty interesting. Wait, what do I do here? Go here? Nope. Oh, there we go. You know, like again, old man stories. Growing up in like how accessible laptops and computers were has vastly changed since it. Oh my god, has vastly changed. You know, it was very unheard of for people to like have their own like laptops and shit, and now just everyone has it. I even have mine, and it's just super cheap. You know, it's really cool. Well, Bill Gates is mainly doing research and helping in Africa, and like 70% of all deaths in Africa. I'm like, yeah, You know, that's because you know, I don't mean to insult Africa, but they're a very traditionalist kind of country. They're not very into the whole modernization thing, because if they were, they would have done it by now, you know. You know, it's unfortunate. They're what I understand about Africa is that they're very xenophobic as well. Not to insult Africa as a nation, that's just what I heard. Africa is a continent. I know Africa is a continent, but you know what I mean. That's just semantics. Australia is a country and a continent. Trying to be a smart, wisecracking youngster. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the culture in Africa. I think it's really interesting. Like, if you look into like what their belief system is, and the kind of stuff they're like, how they perform rituals and how they you know, communicate language to each other, it's really fascinating. The amount of civil wars that have happened. Yeah, it is crazy, right? And you'd think they would like have progressed a lot sooner, and with like you know, made more progress becoming a first world country rather than a third world. Well, you know what I mean when I say like, obviously I mean the continent as a whole, but it's like it's made up of so many third world countries that you might as well just lump them together, you know. It's like, look at North America, you know. Technically the United States isn't called America, it's the USA. Our country doesn't have its own proper name. It's basically just a title that we go by, you know. It's the United States of America. We're not, you know, we technically steal our continent's name as our own. Damn, this guy gets exhausted. You might as well not wear that suit if you're gonna get that tired, dude. Come on, give me that. I want a fresh one. That's fine. The Liberian Civil War? I've heard of it. I haven't looked much into it. I've seen a lot of movies based around like the different civil wars they had. Have you seen the documentary about the Blood Diamonds? That's interesting. I think that's really crazy. Where am I supposed to go now? Am I supposed to go through here? I think so.
Greetings, vampire.
You have mistaken me, madam, for some thing I am not.
Don't waste my time. I know what you are. I work for the Cabal. Now listen carefully.
Speak then, madam.
The woman you seek is held in one of the upper towers.
Very good. How do I get
Very
to her?
good.
Not so fast. You will need to pass this ward gate.
Not so
You will
fast!
need me to open it for you.
Then do so at once.
In due time. First, there is another task that must be completed.
What task?
A nobleman of some importance is visiting the keep at this moment. He must be killed.
So that you may open the ward gate. Do you think me a fool? Open it!
He must be killed, I tell you. He is a traitor. He has done immeasurable harm to the Cabal. I swear it.
Do I look like a common assassin?
The ward gate will not be opened until that man is dead.
Liberia
I
was
promise you.
fucked, and Liberia
His
is
name
still one
is
of the most
Artemis.
fucked
You will
countries
know
in
him
Africa.
by his
Yeah.
blue cloak. When he is dead, when his lying tongue has been stopped, I will open this gate and not before. Will you do it?
Apparently, I have no choice.
This chick's got me by the balls.
Kill him, Kain. Rip out his cruel heart. Return when the deed is done.
There was a guy called General Butt Naked who had an army of naked child warriors who drank the blood of innocent children before running into war because blood made them bulletproof. Now after the war, General Butt Naked is reformed into a child and become a priest, and everyone loves him. Yeah, that's crazy. Insane. But that's the way their culture is, you know. They're so used to a war-torn country that they're very fast to forgive.